Hey folks, welcome to another recap with Gino. Yesterday I was not able to upload my video, had a little bit of technical difficulty, so we're gonna review this today. We got Toddy over here right in the ground, waiting to jump in. But let's talk about an exciting week of what happened in WWE. Everything you can was on Netflix, very interesting. Only Raw had no commercials. Everything else kind of went to like commercial break, but you didn't see any commercials. It was just like a countdown to when the show actually went back on. I found that pretty cool. But also, I'm going to start this off with a let's grind my gears thing. I love how everyone says WWE and Triple H is racist. They have no champions of this or no champions of that, or how's that possible? The two newest champions in WWE for NXT, one's a black dude from Africa, the other one is a Japanese girl. So yeah, they're racist, right? They're not American, they're not Canadian, they're not North American at all. They have an English tag team champion, a Spanish or a Portuguese tag team champion in NXT. The only white champion they have in NXT is a girl. I'm sorry, a guy. So there's that. In WWE, um, the only thing that makes sense, all the faces won the titles. As we know, Rhea Ripley won the women's championship in Raw. They're slowly transitioning Tiffany into a face. She's the women's champion SmackDown. All that being said, it is what it is. Let's get into kicking off NXT, and then we'll get to SmackDown. And yeah, that's about it. All right, well, NXT kicked off with the third longest reigning NXT Women's Champion of all time, Roxanne Perez, going for the second time versus Julia. And this match was just as good, if not better, than the first match. They did a little bit of a callback where once again Corey Jade came out and tried to interfere. She actually even got involved in the countout, sort of, where she was able to roll Roxanne back in, but that kind of proved to be pitiful. Um, as Julia gets in at 9.99999, and Corey actually got caught this time. She gets tossed out. Roxanne goes to the Pop Rock. Julia gets out of it, hits her Northern Lights bomb, and I believe Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade are on their way to the main roster. I might see them running back for a third time at the pay per view, but I don't see it happening. So Julia, who I've been a big fan of for a long, long time, in their days in Japan, and if you want to watch some of her best matches, go watch a match with Megan Bayne. Anything with Kyrie, anything with Kyrie's group over in Japan. When it was her group, the Bella Mafia versus Kyrie's group. And I believe Julia is actually the first actual Italian woman to actually have a title in WWE. Great match. I'm not going to do much justice. If you want to watch it, go on YouTube or go on Netflix, check it out. Roxanne. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to give Roxanne her flowers. That woman solely. And there's a lot of good performers in NXT, but I'm in the last year, in my personal opinion, and you could make your comments below. I believe Roxanne carried NXT on her back. That everyone's like, this girl can't go heel. She's too much of a baby face. She's white meat. She's this. She's that. She's not good on the mic. She's had matches and made them incredible with the likes of Lola Vice, Thea Hale, Jada Parker, Lash Legend. I can make this go on and on and on and on and on. JC Jane and Gigi Dolan, who are mediocre at best. They're not the best in ring talent. Great speakers, not in ring talent, not very good. Amazing matches, Miko Satomura. Amazing match with Kalani Jordan. This girl is just so good. First ever Iron Survivor. She's the first ever two-time NXT champion and tag team champion because she's the only one that's ever done that. Just every accolade this girl's got, she deserves, and it has nothing to do with being a Booker T student. She is that damn good. Um, I can't wait to see what she does in the main roster. Those are my bouquet of flowers for Roxanne. Like I said, if you saw my short, I've been a fan of that girl since her independent days, since she was on Reality Wrestling, which thank you to Reality Wrestling. They saw my tweet and liked it. That girl is just so, so, so good. That's all I'm going to say. Not just for a girl, she's just good. She could probably carry a match with most men, but they don't do intergender matches in wrestling WWE anymore. Or NXT for that. Or many main televised wrestling. Thank God for that. It was hard to watch. Like that Tessa Blanchard, sorry, going off track for a second. That Tessa Blanchard Sami Callahan feud was very, very hard to watch. Watching Tessa get her ass kicked pretty much repeatedly. Hit with baseball bats, pile driven, hitting the stomach of the baseball bat. Just it was hard to watch. Following that match, we had the number one contenders match to the North American Women's Championship. Cora Jade, Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan, and Stephanie Van Courter. And well, she still hasn't lost in NXT. Stephanie Van Courter is the number one contender to the NXT North American Women's Championship, which is held by Tasha Price, aka Fallon Henley. Um, so I don't think Fallon is going to be holding that belt for much longer. But once again, a very, very good match. I could be wrong. Maybe the 3-on-1 against Stephanie Van Courter may cost her the championship and give her a first loss. Who knows? Maybe we're all reading this wrong. That's another girl I'm gonna give flowers to. Sorry to go off track again. Fallon Henley. This girl went from like this weird ass bar owner character who was in debt to Kiana James to being able to tag with Brooks and Jensen to go on her own, and people thought she was gonna flaunt her. To look what she's become. That girl gets no credit for how good she actually is, and like Roxanne Perez, I don't think I've seen very many bad matches with her. Like she's talented. She's trying to help carry these girls that most of them have never probably wrestled or watched wrestling in their life, and she's doing a good job trying to lead it. That being said, I'm looking forward to see what happens with her and Stephanie Van Coeur. But before Stephanie Van Coeur gets to her, she has to get past Shotzi Blackheart. Shotzi, Gigi Dolan, and Tatum Paxley beat Fatal Influence, which is JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and Jasmine Nix. So right off the bat, Raw gave us one women's match, NXT gave us three. All three of them very good matches. All three of them very different stories in different ways. We had they called it even the Freaks versus the Beauty Queens for that tag team match. That's pretty much what they're billing it as. Sorry. Every single girl in that match is very good. Tatum Paxley's gotten so much better over the years. Her character is incredible. There's not many wrestling characters like her, and her in-ring style is getting so much better every single time you see her. I've been a fan of Priscilla Kella, aka Gigi Dolan, a long time. That girl's been champion everywhere she's been. I think it's only gonna be a matter of time before she holds a singles title in WWE. I know a lot of people don't think she's good or can talk or anything like that, but that girl's good. I don't care what people say. She's also, I think, the only female student of Homicide. If you people know who Homicide is, go look him up. That guy is the G. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Following that, we had Heritage Cup. It was Lexus King versus Mini Regal, aka whose name I can't remember right now. Fuck, I'm keep rolling Mini Regal. Charlie Dempsey. This was a weird Heritage Cup match because it was they've been feuding for so long, so one fall winner takes all, and no interference, no Regal coming out, and all of no quarter catch crew was there, and Lexus King wins. It was an okay match. I'm still not sold on Lexus King. I think he's gotten better than he was in AEW at any point, and this is not shitting on AEW at all. I just don't think they gave the young talent the right ability to develop. They just brought up people that people kind of knew who they were. Like I was discussing with a friend of mine who's also a wrestling fan, and no, it's not Colin, it's a coworker. Pretty much if you're in PWG or any of the California territories, or any sort of independent, and a fan of the Young Bucks or a friend of the Young Bucks, you were hired by AEW. That's what it seems like to me, or somebody had some sort of heritage in the business. That's what it seems like, because a lot of these guys, like, they weren't given time to develop before they were put on camera. Whereas everyone likes to shit on NXT, but NXT does an amazing job of developing young talent before they're ready for the mainstream. If that makes sense. And this is a prime example of it. Because when Charlie Dempsey and Lexus King came in. I don't think they were ready. Now I think they're both ready to do whatever they want. I think I would not be surprised if it's a matter of time before we see the whole no quarter catch crew going to the main roster. We also found out this week, next week on NXT, it's going to be Out of the Mud. Yes, one of the most racist names I've heard, and unfortunately, they're just calling themselves OTM now, which is a good thing. Are taking on the tag team champions. Why can't Axiom and I can't remember his partner's name right now. Sorry guys, forgive me for that. But Axiom and his partner. What's his name? Well, I call him Flash because he's just fast as fuck. I can't remember his name. Sorry guys. Um, so that's gonna be a good match. I don't think the tag team champions lose yet. I would have wished I would have lost to Gallus, as people have known for a while now. I'm a big fan of Gallus, but that didn't happen. Toddy's kind of getting agreeing with me over here. Um, Following that, we had The Rock backstage with actual interaction with Ethan Page and his daughter, acknowledging his daughter as the tribal chief of NXT, which I thought was kind of hilarious. And you can see that there's kind of like a little hint at a feud between Ethan Page and The Rock, but nothing's going to happen. The Rock won't go in the likes of Ethan Page. He's not a big enough name. And I love Ethan Page. And if the rumors are true, I can't wait for his tag team partner to come and they reform the North here in NXT. Because apparently there's a huge rumor he is not re-signing in TNA. If you guys know who he is, you know who he is. And he is very, very, very good. He's actually in a fight in a feud right now with Santana. I caught a little bit of that on TV. But this is my gripe. I'm gonna say for the week. Sorry to go track again. I'm a wrestling fan. There's too much wrestling on TV. If that makes sense to you guys, we have 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of NXT. If you want to watch it, 2 hours of AEW, the 2 hours of Impact. I choose to not watch it all. I know I probably should, because I want to talk about it all with you guys, but I don't have the time or the patience or the ability, or not the ability, the time or the patience to sit there and watch all this much wrestling. It takes a special person to do that, I guess you could say. I love wrestling as much as the next person. I cannot watch that much wrestling. It's just too much. Plus, they have their pay per views every month, every one of these companies, or a month and a half, depending on what's going on. It's just, I love wrestling, and I love how it's exploded because I've been a fan since the 80s and the 90s, and it was never this big. But it's too much at this point, I think. I'm not going to hate on it, but I think it's just a lot of wrestling. All right, guys, let's get back on track. Um, yeah, following that, we had incident where what the hell's his name? Another DJ. Why can't I? Who got attacked and put himself in the title match 2 weeks ago, gets attacked again backstage. This time he's claiming he didn't do it himself. We found out it actually wasn't. It was Oba, and Oba wanted it to be a one-on-one match between him and Trick. And it was a Oba's so good. Like I said in my short, now you guys see why I didn't pick Oba as a breakout star. He doesn't need to be picked as a breakout star. He is a star. He didn't break out. He just is a star. He's a freak athlete. He's a big mountain of a man. He is only one of 3 people, I believe, to have held both sorry, 4. Keith Lee, Oba, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole. Look at that guy. Let me repeat that again. This guy was a track athlete. He's only been wrestling 3 years. 3 years? Adam Cole, Keith Lee, Johnny Gargano, him. Only 4 people hold the NXT North American title, and now the NXT Championship. Sorry, 5. I forgot Carmelo Anthony. So there's 5 of them that have done this. Those other 4 have been wrestling for at least a decade. This guy just came onto the scene. He's got the look, he's got the build, he's got the athleticism, he's got the charisma. Oh, the moon, like I say for Tiffany, the moon is the goal for this dude. Oba is just so good in such a short amount of time. He's a terrifying human being. Like if you see this dude, his run with the NXT title is dominant. I don't know if I can think of anyone off the main roster right now, or I mean, sorry, off the NXT roster right now that can even come close to taking this title off of him. There's nobody like him on this roster. There's a couple good, talented dudes, but there's nobody like him on this roster. Now did Charlie Dempsey drop the NXT Cup to go after the heavyweight title? That makes no sense. Oba eat him for breakfast. He's triple his size. Charlie Dempsey's a better wrestler, but Oba's just a monster of a human being. Um, I don't know what else to say. But yes, NXT has two new champions. Very, very good. Interesting. I'll say that. I think we're up to another one coming in a couple of weeks here. And then we had the Rock promo. All I'm gonna say is go find it and find it unedited. I think he drops the fuck bomb about 10 different times. My favorite line is, "You can't drink tequila with Cody. You're supposed to hate Cody." Just the way he does it. It's freaking hilarious. You can tell he had no idea what he was going to say because he even told his daughter, "I don't know what I'm going to say." And you can say he's trying to think of things to say as he was going and he was rambling a little bit. All I know is he says he loves WWE and he's going to be back. How many times have we heard The Rock say that? Excuse me, guys. I know he's part owner or whatever it is now, and he's on the board. But he also says he's busy. He's got his $7 company, whatever it's called, $7 promotions. We'll see. Also, I think this is going to play into the fact, and we're going to get right to it right now. Going to SmackDown. Solo Sikoa lost the Olafala and lost his thing as tribal chief. He has not been seen on TV or backstage or anything since he lost. I have a theory. The Rock is going to come and punish him because The Rock is the guy that unleashed Oba, the Samoan werewolf, Bachaloa, and Tomatonga on the new bloodline. I think he's going to do something here to prove it. He's going to suck in Roman to come back, and then he's going to lead an attack on Roman. Unfortunately, will not lead to a match at WrestleMania 41. The Rock already said he can't do it. We'll see. But that's my personal theory. But SmackDown kicked off with Paul Heyman in the ring. He invites Cody Rhodes out. Lets Cody Rhodes know Roman Reigns is going to be in the Royal Rumble. Unfortunately, we know who's winning the Royal Rumble. They want John Cena to get 17. And once again, sorry to sidetrack here, guys. Apparently, the rumor going around that WWE may bring Ric Flair back solely for the Rumble because Ric Flair wants one more match. Please, 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 please don't. Please don't. Please, I'm begging you, please don't. Anyone that saw Ric Flair's last match, which is what, 2, 3 years ago now, maybe longer, when he was with Andrade tagging up, Rick looked like he was gonna die on the ring apron, and apparently there's a rumor going around that he suffered a mini little heart attack, and he's back drinking again. I don't know if you guys have seen some videos. I know he wants to die in the ring. I don't want to watch a human being die in the ring, and Ric Flair's gonna die in the ring if he gets back in the ring. He's 73 years old, for fuck's sakes. There's nothing that guy has to do anymore. Like, that dude is, in a lot of people's opinions, the GOAT. All he's doing now is ruining his reputation by wanting to get back in the ring and do this again. Like, no. Rick, please don't. WWE, Triple H, I know he's your mentor and he's your hero and everything, but please don't. Please don't do that. Please don't do this. This generation doesn't need to see Ric Flair. Every generation before this generation that's seen Ric Flair wrestle knows what Ric Flair was and is. And as wrestling fans, we're begging you, please don't do this. If he wants to go to an indie gym where nobody has to watch it except for like 7 or 8 people, then yeah, he can do that. I don't care because then I don't have to know what happened. Not that I don't care, I don't have to watch it happen, is what I meant to say. But please don't do this. Please don't bring him back. AEW tried, they realized it didn't work, and he just randomly disappeared, and there's no explanation for it whatsoever. He was just there and then he was gone. They realized he couldn't do anything. They realized he was well past his expiration date. That's the one thing I give AEW credit for. Also sticking with AEW and the Royal Rumble. Huge rumor. The House of Black is no more. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Buddy Matthews had a match with Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay told them they don't need a leader and they can be tag team champions or they could join something else. The rumor that happened, and it was off the cuff. Apparently, Malachi Black is done with AEW, and for me, this is one of 3 failures AEW had. They had Keith Lee, they had Malachi Black, they had Rusev Miro, whatever you want to call him. They dropped the ball on all 3 of them. Yes, granted, Keith Lee and Rusev had health issues. There was never any issues with Malachi Black. They just never used the House of Black properly at all, in my opinion. They held the tag team trio titles for what, a week? And then they lost them to the Scissor Party? Come on, man. And Brody King and Malachi Black could have been dominant tag team champions. They were always in tag team matches, but they never came even close to winning those belts. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. They made them out to be the dominant force, and all they ever did was lose. It's kind of like the Dark Order. What the hell happened to the Dark Order? Sorry, guys, got off track there for a second, but that's just me as a wrestling nerd thinking so many like. And I hate to keep repeating myself. The booking in AEW reminds me of the dying, failing days of WCW. I don't know if anyone else gets those vibes, but it just doesn't make sense. The storylines that start and then they just randomly disappear. Like this thing with Julia Hart and Jamie Hayter, they had one match and then not even mentioned again. And now we have a women's gauntlet match, and neither one of them are in it, and it's for a title shot, but neither one of them are involved in this, and it's Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, and Tony Storm. Okay. And also one more thing with AEW. Sorry, I'm getting off track here again. Please, like I'm begging WWE to not do anything with Ric Flair. Do not track Baraka to Jeff Jarrett for one more run. I don't want to watch Jeff Jarrett with championship gold of any sort. I don't want to watch Jeff Jarrett versus MJF. I don't want to watch any of this. Like, I'm sorry, and I apologize. And I understand Jeff Jarrett and Ric Flair have both done a lot for this business. But as John Cena's song says, my time is past. It's their time now. It's time for newer blood, newer generations, newer wrestling fans to watch actual wrestling instead of dinosaurs that don't know how to go away. Yep, that's sorry, I went on tirade there, guys. Following that, we had Motor City Machine Guns. Or sorry, we had Los Lotharios, aka Los Garzas, versus Pretty Deadly. It was there. I like both teams, but it was just there. Here's my question: are the Street Profits actually hurt? Are they leaving the company, or is this just storyline kind of like Jade Cargill, where they're just making them hurt, and then all of a sudden they're gonna come back as bad guys? Jade's gonna come back with a vengeance. We know that. My theory is still that Tiffany and Naomi both did it. They're trying to make it as one person. I don't think it's Charlotte, and we'll get to Charlotte in a minute, but I don't think it was Charlotte at all. Following that, LA Knight kicked Solo Sikoa, kicked the old Bloodline, sorry, the Bloodline 2.0 out of the building. That comes back to haunt him as he loses, and no, he gets his ass kicked and loses his chance to get the U.S. title back from Nakamura as Tama Tonga and the Samoan Werewolf absolutely obliterate him and leave him laying in the ring after he kicked them both out of the building. Then we had Mia Yim, aka Mi Chen, which I sorry, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I fucking hate the name Mi Chen. WWE must think we're stupid as wrestling fans. That's Mia Yim. Sorry. That's just Mia Yim. Excuse me, guys. As you can see, I'm still not feeling the greatest. Yeah. So Mia Yim, round two versus Chelsea Green, and I'd let these girls wrestle forever. They just have so much chemistry together. And I'm a big fan of goofy wrestling as well. Who else loved Piper Niven pretending to be Secret Service with her one earbud in, holding it in place, pretending like she was guarding um, Chelsea Green? And God bless Chelsea Green. God bless Chelsea Green. Canadian girl comes out draped in American flag ring gear. BC girl. And I've seen Chelsea wrestle before around the local scene before she became huge. I think this girl's always been talented. This girl should be given the credit she deserves. She can pull off this goofy gimmick and she can actually go in the ring too. Go back and watch her independent wrestling days or even TNA. When she was pretending to be the crazy bride, she actually is very, very good. She has a very good move set. She can work with anyone. Point in case she had a feud with freaking Daphne. Sorry, not Daphne. Maria Kanellis. Maria Kanellis is shit. Sorry, but just being honest. Her matches with Ali, aka Bunny, aka Cherry Bomb, back in NW or TNA, if they were actually done properly, would have been awesome because both those girls are good. Everything she does with me, is good, in my opinion. The only thing I'm going to say that has my only problem with this, the long back attack or whatever it's called, where Mia Yim just twerks in the ring. Like, what the fuck? Sorry. But overall, great match. Awesome finish. And apparently, there's a rumor going back that they're gonna have another match on Saturday Night Main Event in a few weeks coming up. I think, like, I agree with a lot of people on the internet. At some point, Mia Yim should get that belt. She's just done so much work and made herself so much better. Like, at one point, she was part of the club, and then the club just randomly disappeared. Like, where are Gallows and Anderson? I know AJ Styles is actually legit hurt, not shoot, not fake. It actually is an injury. But where the hell happened to Gallows and Anderson? Are they fired again? Sorry, I'm just wondering. They just have a random match and then they're gone. And then they come back 5 months later, have a match, and then they're gone. Yes, I know they're not the best wrestlers, but still, like, it makes no sense. There's no explanation. It's like they don't exist. WWE doesn't even bring them up. But yes, Chelsea Green, I'd say keep that belt on her for as long as possible, and then at some point give it to me again. But Chelsea Green is gold, my personal opinion. This girl just, I love Chelsea. I think Chelsea might be my favorite character in WWE. And we're gonna switch back to AEW right now. I think my favorite character right now in wrestling period is Harley Cameron. I don't know if you guys have checked this girl out, but she is comedy gold. She is freaking hilarious. Go check out her either her Instagram stuff or what AEW posts on Instagram. This girl just plays nuts so well, and she's talented. Listen to her sing. All right, guys. Then we had Tiffany, aka New Champ, aka Blonde Barbie, aka Tiffy Time, come to the ring. She shot a little interview. I thought she was supposed to be babyface, but this interview came off a little heelish. As she said, claiming that nobody could touch her, and she not needing Naya, thought she was dumb, but she was playing Naya the whole time. Yada yada yada. Out comes Naya. Naya wants to fight her. Bailey comes up. How is Bailey? And no offense to Bailey, you've lost 2 title matches in a row. How are you even close to a title picture? And I love Bailey. Don't get me wrong. So Bailey goes into it. Following that, Naomi, who's also lost 2 title matches in a row, but because she's a women's tag team champion, is involved in the title picture. And then Naomi, or sorry, not Naomi, Bianca, who says nothing at all, is also involved in a random fatal 4-way that happens on SmackDown, and Bailey wins it. But 3 of those 4 people kind of make no sense. Naya should got it, and I don't like Naya, and I don't ever want to see Naya near the title again. Prime example is what I saw in Vancouver was Naya's not good. I know there's people that support Naya, but Naya's slow, Naya's lumbering, Naya can't even do a body slam properly. I mean, did you guys see last week when she tried to do her finishing move? Her finishing move, for fuck's sakes. And instead of landing on Naomi's chest, she landed on her fucking vagina. I'm sorry. But how do you miss your own fucking finishing move? Come on, man. Like, I know WWE wants to force Nia down our throats, and I know it's nepotism because she's related to The Rock, but at least everyone else in his family has some talent. Nia is horrible on the microphone, lumbering and slow in the ring, hurts everyone she wrestles, and her own fucking finishing move, she moves by 3 feet and landed on Naomi's vagina. Watch it again. Not on her chest, not on her space, not on her stomach, on her vagina. I don't know if that's on purpose because she has beef with Naomi or because I know Naomi's married to one of her cousins, but she legitimately landed her fat ass right on Naomi's vagina. I'll say that again one more time because it just made me like, just shows you that Nia has to go. And I feel sorry for Candice LeRae that she has to be around. I know she's getting TV time, but I feel sorry for Candice LeRae that she'll be carried around by this. I'm not gonna even say it, but oh, sorry guys. But anyways, like I said, Bailey wins. Interesting match. Well, obviously Bailey's gonna lose. Tiffany not losing that belt for a while, and this is where the theory that everyone comes up with that Charlotte is the girl that attacked Nia, and she's gonna go attack Tiffany next and get a title shot at the Rumble. Please don't let that happen. Just like we don't want to see Ric Flair happen at the Rumble. We don't need Charlotte to have another belt. Charlotte's fine without the belt. Charlotte has just been pushed down everyone's throats for too long, and yes, she's incredible. She might be one of the best wrestlers of all time. But I don't want to see Charlotte as champion right now or for a long time. I know she's been gone for almost a year, but she's always either in the title picture or champion. Make her do something different. Make her go after a different belt. Make her go in a different brand. How about make her go after Rhea again? They haven't finished business. Put her on Raw. How about she comes back and attacks the winner of the Intercontinental Championship match and goes after that belt? I'd love to see Charlotte versus Lyra. I think they put on an incredible matches. I'm not saying Tiffany and Charlotte wouldn't put on a good match, but in my personal opinion, and I might be alone in this, I don't want to see Charlotte as women's champion for a while. We've seen it too much. I'm kind of tired of it, kind of like I was with Becky, and I'm kind of glad Becky's gone away for a while. For those of you who don't know, Becky's actually filming the Happy Gilmore movie. And apparently there's a tease going around that we may have Jimmy Uso, not Jay, but Big Jim, versus Carmelo Hayes. I'm down for it. I love Carmelo Hayes. I have for a long time. NXT days. He had a great run as first the cocky North American champion, then that babyface kind of champion with NXT. He had some great matches with Dragunov. Unfortunately, Dragunov is still out on the shelf. I can't wait for that dude to come back. He's so fucking good. But Carmelo Hayes versus Jimmy, I'm very. You guys saw what he did with Andrade, and yes, Jimmy's not as good of a wrestler as Andrade, but Jimmy's still good. And Carmelo Hayes is incredible. He had great matches with Trick when Trick was not even ready to come close to being good enough yet, and he did it. But our main event for SmackDown was Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso versus the Bloodline 2.0. And Jimmy takes the pin, of course, as he gets abandoned by Cody because Kevin Owens comes out of the crowd and starts attacking Cody Rhodes. Sorry, they brawl all over the place. There's even a tease where Kevin Owens is going to pile drive Cody Rhodes again onto a metal box, but Cody spears them both off the table, and that's how we got SmackDown. But here's my gripe, and for some reason, SmackDown didn't make much sense to me this week at all. Because I thought Cody was not medically cleared to wrestle at all. Nobody ever said he was yet, still, even though he's on Raw, because he had a hurt neck. And, but all of a sudden, he's fighting two monsters, and then he's fighting Kevin Owens, and he's spearing Kevin Owens through a table. Sorry, to me, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. But I think personally they should have sold this for a lot longer. Randy Orton's been gone for what? 3 months? 2 months? Yes, I know Randy Orton has the back issues, but he took that nasty pile driver. Cody Rhodes is worse because it was a package pile driver. He had no way to protect himself at all. All his limbs are tied up in Kevin Owens, and yet he's back wrestling him 3 weeks later. Okay, and we're gonna head into the Royal Rumble, the ladder match versus Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. I hope we get the spot we used to get PWG where Kevin Owens, aka Kevin Steen, did that package pile driver on a ladder through a ladder onto El Generico, aka Sami Zayn. And I think that's how I hope that's how Kevin Owens wins the belt. Don't get me wrong, I like Cody, but I'm tired of Cody. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but like Cody's good. Cody's very good, but I think just like other people, he was kind of forced down our throats for the last 2 years. And I think we as wrestling fans need a break from somebody like that. I think he needs to go away for a little bit, reinvent himself. Still be that babyface because I don't want to see Cody heel. Cody heel bugs bores me. Maybe he comes back with Gold Dust, aka Dustin, because apparently Dustin's on his way out of AEW. I think they're just trying to get rid of everything possible that related to Cody Rhodes and AEW because I know Cody Rhodes brought over Miro and Cody Rhodes brought over Malachi Black. We'll see. Um, but yeah, overall, I think it was like I put on my Facebook and on YouTube, on an Instagram, sorry, on Instagram, Twitter. Incredible week for WWE, incredible week for wrestling. I'm glad that Netflix was able to bring a lot more reviewers to the product. But for those of you that I don't know how to say it, like enjoyed this week, I did as well. But I hope you don't get mad at the fact I was kind of shitting on SmackDown because I just thought SmackDown was kind of weird this week. To be honest with you, a lot of it didn't make a lot of sense. It does just maybe I'm missing the beat here on SmackDown for this week, but to me, the show I didn't think made that much sense. You guys let me know in your comments below. I kind of thought that maybe during that interview, for me personally, going back to the Tiffany thing, because Turner babyface, you let her have a sort of an interview, and then you see Nia on the stage come out and talk a little bit, and then Candice comes from behind, attacks her, and that's how they turn Tiffany babyface. You'd have Nia and Candice sort of destroy her, kind of like they do with a lot of babyface champions, kind of like they always did to Bailey and Sasha. but I guess they don't view, not VO. What the hell is VO? View Tiff in that same category. Just kind of shows you what they think of Bailey. Or aka Mercedes Monet, aka Sasha. Or even Naomi when Naomi was champion for a little bit. Also, a little bit of news here. There's a rumor going around, and it's pretty true, that Alexa Bliss is on her way back. They're just trying to work out some contract deal. Apparently, Alexa wants certain things put in her contract, and I agree with what a lot of people in social media are saying. Give Alexa whatever she wants. That girl is just so good. She went from not being able to do anything, being a cheerleader. I don't know if you guys have seen her evolve and evolve and evolve and evolve. But Alexa has been champion several times now. She's held both women's championships. She's been she's been a tag team champion with Nikki Cross. I think that's a girl who legitimately should be put right back in the title picture as soon as she comes back. She just not only is she absolutely beautiful, and she can speak on the microphone compared to most girls. She is very, very, very good in the ring. I don't care what people say. And the fact that she's double jointed and able to sell that ability being double jointed, I personally, I've been a fan of Alexa Bliss for a very long time. I know I've said that repeatedly a lot of wrestlers, but Alexa's impressed me the most out of everyone I've seen in the last, I'd probably say 5, 10 years, in the way she grew and was able to grow. If that makes sense, because I don't know if you guys saw her in NXT when she very first came out. She was like some sort of sprinkled cheerleader, kind of like a Julia Hart thing, and then she evolved into managing Murphy and Matthews. Murphy is, or sorry, Murphy and I can't remember his tag team partner. And then she evolved from that to what she became in WWE, and then she became the Goddess, and then she became Bray Wyatt's partner, and she was actually in that mixed match challenge with Braun Strowman. She's like I said, she's a several-time women's champion, tag team champion. She's a Money in the Bank women's ladder match winner, and she's just so good. But on that note, guys, I'm gonna head out of here and go rest a little bit longer because, as you can tell, I'm still not 100%. And we'll talk to you in a few days. All right, bye.